Do you have haters? Good. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite MC's favorite MC, Pinnacle the Hustler on the MIC. And of course, it's another edition of the Hustle Report. Today's Hustle Report is about haters. Man, I love haters. Now, before I go into people hating, I need to make a few things clear, all right? Number one, there's a difference between people hating on you, between people giving you negative feedback, and people telling the ugly truth, all right? So let's talk about negative feedback first. Do I receive negative feedback? Absolutely. I ain't gonna say all the time, but I would say often, because I'm a very straightforward person. I usually say what's on my mind, and sometimes I don't really have a filter. Most times I don't really have a filter. So every now and again, somebody will come to me and be like, yo, you said this, and it made this person feel this way, or you did this, and you probably shouldn't have did that. And if I've made a mistake, if I've done something wrong, or I've stepped out of line saying or doing something, I just got to be a man and face that straight up. I got to apologize for what I did, or face the consequence for whatever I did. That's just what men, not even just men and women, adults, that's what we do. That's what you're supposed to do. If you make a mistake, own up to it. Sometimes you got to accept that negative feedback. And then there's the ugly truth. See, the thing with haters is, if you're somebody that is making a positive impact on your life or the lives of people around you, and you hear negative things about you, especially when those things are not true, that's hating. But if you're the type of person that doesn't do anything, you don't do anything positive, you don't positively affect the people around you, you actually have no significance to anybody around you, sometimes not even yourself, and people say negative things about you, and those negative things are true, then it's probably true. Some people are just trash. Let's just be honest with you. Some people are trash. And if you hear that people are saying you're trash, but you go down the checklist and you're like, oh, actually, yeah, I'm kind of, all of these qualities of trash, I meet that. Then you probably should take those things into consideration and do something positive with yourself and try to affect people around you positively. Now, let's talk about haters. If you got haters, that's great. That means you popping. That means you doing something that they can't do, or you have something that they don't have but they want. It could be something as simple as having a nice car, or having a real cool girlfriend or boyfriend, or having dedication and determination to achieve your goals. Haters see that and they get upset about it because they don't have it or because they can't do it. The interesting thing about it is, whatever it is that you're doing, the impact of that thing that you are doing has rippled out so much that it's touching that hater somehow. And they get touched by what you're doing and they look at you and they're like, I hate this person. I don't know why I hate this person, but I just do. And I'm gonna say negative things about this person. And the reason they say negative things about you is because they want to reduce the impact of your accomplishments. They want to make it seem like you're not doing as well as you really are, or you're not as influential as you really are, or you're not as insert anything here as you really are. And that's cool, because that means that you are popping and you doing something that they can't do. It's dope. The other thing that I really like about haters is, haters let you know who's really with you and who's not. I mean, let's keep it 100. I got haters. Like, people, I hear stories, not all the time, but sometimes I'll hear stories that are just completely untrue. Like, people like, yeah, Pinnacle did this, and it's something that I didn't do. Things that are not even in my character for me to do. And I'll have friends that come up to me and be like, yeah, I heard this story about you, but I defended you to these people because, or to this person, because it don't sound like you. It doesn't sound like something that you would do. That lets me know that I can really mess with this person. Like, I can keep this guy or this girl in my circle because they know who I am and they're going to defend me. And I would do the same thing for any of my friends. If somebody come to me and say, oh, this person did this and it's not in their character, I'd be like, nah, that's not him, or that's not her. Straight up. So haters let you know who you can trust and who you can't. So at the end of the day, no matter how you look at it, you need to appreciate your haters. I appreciate mine. Anybody that's hating on me, thank you. Thank you for thinking about me. Thank you for promoting me to other people. Thank you for letting other people even know that I exist. I appreciate you, my hater, straight up. You keep doing your job, because I'm damn sure gonna keep doing mine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pinnacle the Hustler with the Hustle Report. Y'all have a good day.